What's up, Jonesbones? It is your girl, Unitedly Random, and today we're going to talk about Yaoi and my first love. And how did those two come together? Well, stick around, and by the end of the story, you're gonna be like, wow, maybe.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I remember like it was yesterday. That is when I met the love of my life, okay? I was in high school in a history class with who we're gonna call YS. This is gonna be short for Yaoi Senpai because I remember in the old days I used to oh, what do I call you? And they're like, just call me Yaoi teacher. So you're already getting the connections, but let me continue. When I met YS in history class, I was immediately interested. Why? YS looked Asian, okay? And back then, I had a lot of traumas, childhood trauma, just traumas all mixed into one. And I was following this stereotype that Asian men weren't aggressive, okay? I took that as stereotype, put it in my pocket, and I ran with it, okay? You can call a spade, and you call yellow fever, right? So since YS was so quiet and soft-spoken and kind of shrouded in mystery, I wanted more. I was like, wow, you're beautiful. I like your soul. You make me feel at peace. And there's not a lot that can make me feel at peace right now. My mind was always going and I was always beating myself up back in high school about everything. I hated myself, honestly. I hated myself. Wow, this is the first time I said that out loud, you guys, but I hated myself. And when I went to school, I used school as an escape. I was in different clubs, anime club, and honestly, I snuck my way into anime club because, you know, the Asian boys, but also I had a genuine interest in manga because your girl always loved to read. Now, at this point, your girl already had a little bit of an obsessive. I had some obsessive tendencies, okay? Your girl had a Twilight room, okay? I read the whole book of Twilight in one day, and then I read all the other ones in the following day. I went wild on Twilight. When Twilight came out, your girl was happy. And it's really interesting how I tried to use all of these different things to escape from my reality. But I did it for a while, and I'll still find myself being drawn into a manga. I read e-mangas now, so y'all have any good suggestions down below, let me know. I don't care if it's yaoi girl, and you know I like my smut, but let's not talk about that. You ain't PG-13, no? So, my first love, right? You know when you like someone, you want to like what they like. And YS loved yaoi, okay? You know when someone starts talking about something and they start getting faster and faster and faster and faster, and you're like, dang, you like that, you like this, oh, that's cute. YS was like that about yaoi, but the funny thing is YS thought I was a lot more innocent than what I was. I guess when I came around, and I tend to get this, I've heard it from someone else, I come around, I'm really bubbly and hyper and all over the place, and it's like someone that you're like, oh, you know, she's ignorant about how the world works, oh, she's cute, right? No, it wasn't necessarily a persona, because it is a part of me, being all hyped and whatnot, that is a part of me, but I think it was more so trauma-based. So, I just want to point out that anyone, when you have that really bubbly friend and you're they're always happy, they could be, I guess, forcing themselves to be happy in a way because of some other things. They're not innocent. They've went through the bad stuff and they want to be happy. And so they present themselves in that way in hopes to truly gain that happiness. So I was really bubbly, and whenever someone said anything about me or I was getting bullied, I put on this personality that I don't care. I mean, you bullying me in a school, I was getting bullied pretty much at home. So I tried to walk around and be like, you know what? This doesn't bother me. But that did not stop me from going home and crying at night. So, I mean, at this point, everyone who might be watching this, you guys are already at the age where you're not necessarily bullies, I would hope. But, you know, my first love went a little like this. My first love kind of didn't fit the barriers of female, didn't fit the barriers of male for me, if that makes sense. Those androgynous features had me swooning. And I really made it a game. You know, every day I probably come to class and I'm like, okay, are you a boy or are you a girl? And it was kind of like a game, like I'm trying to figure out. And my YS was kind of like, hey, does it matter? And it didn't matter to me, YS, because I was falling in love with you. I wanted to, I don't know what I wanted from you, because it wasn't, the love that I felt wasn't sexual at all. It wasn't. And it wasn't sexual because, oh, Aaliyah probably doesn't know anything about sex. Yeah, let's be real. I'm going to say it again. Due to childhood trauma, your girl knew entirely too much about it, okay? But it was a genuine love, a genuine, like, you make me happy. And I don't like myself, but I like you. You're a nice person. And I guess I want to be nice like you. But it wasn't like I was a mean person. It was just, you look happy and I wanted to be happy, right? So, YS took me up to a cliff. Okay, we looking down, and it's a bunch of yaoi down here, and YS just kind of yeeted my ass off that cliff, and I was like, and I'm free falling. And underneath that cliff was the first yaoi I ever watched. It was Junjo Romantica, and it was with the Spanish subtitles. So my first love taught me about yaoi and also got me into learning Spanish. So, y'all, I'm a Spanish degree, so did I ever get over that? Did I ever get over my first love? Nope. I still smile when I think about my first love. Now, at this point, y'all are kind of maybe I've distracted you with how extra my emotion, like how extra I am, because I have yet to say he or she. Okay, so drum roll, please. Boom. My first love, she was amazing. She was amazing. My first love was a female, and it's funny because that really tore me up, right? And it tore me up in a way because, okay, at this point, me possibly being bi wasn't even a big problem, okay? Like, years before that, when I was in middle school, my mom opened up my diary and yelled at me about being bi, and then she was like, oh, you're gonna go to hell. And then conveniently after was like, I don't care anymore. Like, my mom had like a 180 she was doing a lot of 180 flips when I was growing up. Like, it was like, you're a horrible person, and then it was just like, we separate for a period of time, and it was like, okay, but don't give your gayness to your sister. Like, that was honestly a conversation. Maybe my mom probably thought it was a phase, because I have dated boys back then too. So no, I like to, I'll tell y'all about my crush on my teachers later, but let me continue this story. So it was already kind of said that your girl wasn't that straight, and honestly, I'm not. The fact that I'm in a heteronormative relationship right now really is interesting. I mean, and even then, like, I still have my ways. If I see a beautiful, look, I like hips. So if I see a beautiful woman, I'm like, look, baby, we'll look together. So yes, I'm just laying all the tea out here for you guys to judge me and also use against me later in the court of law. This is kind of nerve-wracking, but my first love was a Yaoi master, and my first love was not an Asian boy, but a Hispanic girl, which really got me into the Spanish, okay? So we're caught up now, right? Your girl was swimming in the fishes of love. Josie? No, that's disgusting. Give me the same plot with two guys as the main characters. Oh my gosh. It's dynamite! My love with YS was so pure, but also not pure. That was kind of a dirty, that was trauma-induced love. And honestly, I wonder if it was just a really good friendship, if I really just felt a lot of comfort from this person. And back then, no one could be nice to me without me developing some type of crush. But I like to think that even now, when I think about YS, I still smile. And I think that that's all I really need, the good memories, okay? Because sometimes you forget good memories. Like, it's so easy to remember all the bad. And like, honestly, I don't remember half of my time in Korea because of the bad things that happened. And I don't remember half of my childhood because of the bad things that happened. I just remember all of the bad. But when sitting down and talking about my first love, I had to go back and I was like, wow, I really did like this person. The problem was, for me, is that I didn't love myself back then. And the fact of finding out that she was a girl really messed with me, because even though I was okay with a woman, I was cool, you know, like family already knew pretty much that I might be with a woman. I didn't like myself, and I felt like the only thing I had to offer was my big boobs, because everywhere I went, I was known as Big Titty Leah. You know, my boobs were big and everybody knew it. You know, I couldn't hide it. And I felt like if YS was a male, you know, maybe you don't like me now, but you know, maybe that like will grow because, okay, I'm a girl, you know. And back then I really had this idea of sexuality and gender and whatnot, and it's changed a lot since then. But I thought, okay, I'm a girl and I have boobs, and you know, people don't necessarily need to like someone to be with someone. In my head, now that I say it, males were quite desperate in my head. So I was like, okay, you might not like me now, but you're a male and I'm a girl, so maybe you'll like me a little bit later. The confidence, but not even confidence, because I just thought that I had big boobs and my boobs were bigger than everyone else's. So like, maybe the guy that I like would be interested in that, and then I could lure him in with my bubbly personality. Alas, if YS was a girl, and this is where my head was, if YS is a girl, YS has her own boobs, so my love this is the end of the rope for my love. Honestly, there's nothing that was ever going to come from that. And I don't even know what I wanted to come from that. I guess I wanted that everlasting friendship. I was searching for someone that would never leave me, and I thought that love had to be on that for someone that would never leave me. And it really twisted my views on life. My views on life was already twisted by then, but it really messed with my views on life, and it made it really hard for me to, I don't know, be a little bit normal. I know my love wasn't a pure love, and I also know that yaoi isn't pure, but at the end of the day, both of them make me smile, and I've learned so much from that situation, and I've learned more about myself along the way, and I can now sometimes recognize what's trauma-based, and once you know what's trauma-based, you can work on it, because I don't want my trauma to define me. But if you're just running from it and you're never dealing from it, your trauma is defining you. I'm sorry if that was a very triggering statement. It just came out. I guess somebody needs to hear it. But if you're just running from your trauma and never dealing with it, your trauma is defining you, because now you're a runner. from your trauma, okay? And the things that you do might still be related back to that trauma, okay? Much love and positive vibes to you guys' way. I hope to see you tomorrow. I'm drawing my first tarot card. I hope that I didn't scare a lot of people away because of my first love story and how crazy it was and all over the place it was. I love you guys and thanks for watching another video.